Hey folks, this is Brandon, the Chatsworth Herper, coming to you from the hills of Southern California. And I'm out here looking for snakes, frogs, newts, and any other interesting creatures we can find. Let's go see if we can find them. Well, I just found my first snake of the day, and it's a California striped racer. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. These are very fast moving snakes. They've got a very beautiful black coloration with the two whitish stripes that go along from the back of the neck down to the tail. Their belly is very nice and buttery yellow. Nice pinkish color at the tail. These are very fast. The only reason I was able to catch him was because I flipped this tin. He's still really cold to the touch. Very cold. They're also very bitey. So the fact this one hasn't bitten me yet tells me he hasn't warmed up just yet. But yay, my first snake, and it's a California striped racer. These guys are so quick, they can hit their prey, which would be lizards, birds, and small mammals, so hard and fast that the poor animal doesn't even know they hit them. They don't really constrict their prey. Instead, they overpower them. They also are non-venomous, so I don't have to worry if it does bite me. It's not going to be the end of the world. He's starting to get a little more active, so I'm going to take some photographs of him and then release him back underneath this tin. Gorgeous snake. He's got to be a good... He's not fully grown yet. They get a little bit bigger than this. They can get up to about 4 feet in length. This guy's got to be a good, I'm going to say 3.5 feet in length, maybe a little less, maybe 3. But this is still a really good snake, really good sized snake. So I'm very happy to find this guy. Very happy. Oh, I just found my second snake of the day, and it's a beautiful Diego Gophersnake. I found him underneath this tin. And this is a beautiful specimen. It's a pretty typical coloration. Nice yellow with orange on it. Oh, hang on. He's just a little stressed. These are the second most common snake in Southern California, just behind the Southern Pacific rattlesnake. Very harmless. They are constrictors, so they're non-venomous. What they do, as their names, as I said, they constrict their prey, and they love to specialize in small mammals such as mice, rats, voles, gophers, squirrels, even rabbits. And sometimes I've seen them together with Southern Pacific rattlesnakes. I've already gotten some shots of him, so I'm just going to go ahead and release him. Don't want to stress him anymore. But yeah, second snake of the day, and it's a beautiful Diego gopher. Probably a good 3 feet in length. It's about average size. They can get a little longer. The longest I've ever seen was about 6 feet in length. But this is an average size. They do get a little bit longer than this, but this is an average size. So I'm going to go ahead and release him right back underneath this tin, and hopefully find some other interesting animals. There you go. There he goes. I just found my third snake of the day, and it's a gorgeous Southern Pacific rattlesnake. As I said previously with the gopher snake, these are the most common snakes I come across. Very dark in color, very typical in mountainous areas. The color actually varies depending on where you find them. In more mountainous areas, like where I am now, they're much more black in color. In grassland areas, they're kind of more green or olive green. And in desert areas or in desert scrub areas, they can be more brown in color. All as a means to help camouflage with their area. And in the case of the ones up here in the mountains, it's also to help heat them up a lot quicker. They have a very powerful, potent venom. And they are the snake responsible for more bites in Southern California than any other snake. Because they are just so common, they can be found just about anywhere, from mountainous areas to canyons to beaches to woodlands, chaparral, even near suburban homes. Fortunately, deaths from these snakes are very rare thanks to good medical care. And anytime you're ever bitten by a venomous snake like this one, or any venomous snake, it's always best to call 911 and get to the hospital as soon as you can to get anti-venom. You got a much higher chance of survival by doing that. These guys mainly feed on small mammals like mice, rats. I've even seen pictures of them eating rabbits and squirrels, but they'll also take on birds and lizards. This snake, as I said, has a very powerful venom. It has neurotoxins, which shut down your nervous system, hemotoxins, which destroy your blood cells, and myotoxins, which destroy your muscle cells. All of which is a means to help capture and kill its prey, or kill its prey a lot quicker, so it's easier, and it also helps with the snake's digestive process. It starts the early digestive process of its prey before the snake even swallows it. See, it's got beautiful set of segments right there. Nice set of rattles. Looks very, very healthy too. Very healthy adult. Can't tell if it's a male or a female. It's very hard to tell. But I'm going to go ahead and release this snake right back underneath the tin where I found it. And hopefully we'll find other snakes in the area. But yay, third snake of the day, and it's a Southern Pacific. So that's 3 snakes and 3 different species. That's a really good start. Really, really good. I just found my 4th snake of the day, and it's a second Southern Pacific rattler. A little bit, sorry, I'm a little short-winded here. It's about the same color as the last one, so it's a pretty typical color around here. This one does have a little bit more of a green color around the edges. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but yeah, this one's a little bit smaller than the other one, probably about 2 feet in length. The average size is usually around 2.5 to 4 feet in length, so this is what I would consider to be slightly smaller than average, but pretty close. But another beautiful, beautiful Southern Pacific. You can't see his face until I zoom in. You can see his face. It's like buried right in there. Look at those eyes. Look at that rattle. Just look at this snake. You gotta love him. You just gotta love him. Anyways, I've taken some photos of this guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and release this guy right back where I found him and keep looking. 4th snake of the day, 2nd Southern Pacific rattlesnake. Oh man, I never get tired of these guys. No matter how common these snakes are, I never get tired of these snakes, ever. Oh, I just found my 5th snake of the day. I was on my way back to the car, up this trail, and I almost stepped on this little beauty. It's a San Diego Gophersnake, a lot smaller than the last one. This is still a juvenile, probably born last year. Still a good, maybe 1.5 to 2 feet in length. Still a good sized snake, still very beautiful. Look at that red or orange color on its head. Very distinctive of these subspecies of the San Diego gopher. Very distinctive. He was just about to crawl over to my left. I was letting him go. Look how fast they can move. Look at that. That is so amazing. That is so cool. That is so amazing. Beautiful snake. He must have crawled out from there or up here and tried to cross right behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and help out this snake with that. And look at the way they can climb. Superb climbers. And you can see how well they camouflage in here. And they can make so little sound. You walk right past it and you never even know they were there. So I'm going to go ahead and release this guy right over where he was heading. Just right down in here. There you go. Such a gorgeous snake. Look at him go. And he is gone. Nice. Wasn't expecting that one. But I'll take it. I will take it. Well, folks, as you can see, I'm down by this creek bed here. And I was sitting right here looking at all of these little tadpoles. I think they're from California tree frogs, Baja California tree frogs, or a mixture of both, but there are so many tadpoles in this area. All that black stuff right there you see moving around, those are tadpoles. Every single one of them. It's absolutely amazing. But the funny thing is, as I'm sitting here watching a two-striped gartersnake came out, and I just sat there watching it the whole time. It looked like he was searching around. I thought it was on the hunt, which maybe he was, but he wasn't eating any of the tadpoles. And then at one point he came slithering up right to the edge of this creek where I was sitting. You can see a little dirt patch right there is where I had my knees sitting. And then the second I moved, he took off, and I managed to grab him. As you can see, I got him right underneath my hand, and he is a stunning snake. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous this snake is. Beautiful olive green color with the yellow stripes. Obviously helps him with camouflage in the water. They're very habitat specific. They love to feed on tadpoles like these guys right here. They like to also feed on fish and frogs. A very beautiful snake. So I'm gonna get some photos of this guy and release him back into the water. But I was not expecting to come across one of these things so quickly. Usually it takes me a while to find these guys, but I'll take it. I will definitely take it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and release this snake right back where I found him. And you're gonna see just how well these guys swim. They swim with such grace. The other interesting thing I forgot to mention is they can also sense and eat their prey underwater. And they can stay underwater for up to 20 to 30 minutes without needing a breath of air. So I'm gonna go ahead and release him right now. There he goes. Look at him go. And he is gone. No doubt was definitely trying to feed on these guys, or was thinking about it until I came along. But yes, a two-striped gartersnake. Always a thrill to see one of those guys. As you guys can see, I found a very beautiful California newt in this very wet, moist cave. And you can tell because you can hear the water dripping. You can see all this moss growing. This is a perfect environment for these California newts. It's just coming right down from the ceiling and it's coming right down on me. I don't mind getting wet. But this is a perfect area for a very beautiful California newt like this one. It provides the exact moisture that they need. So I'm not even gonna bother with this one. I've already gotten my photos. I'm not gonna grab him, I'm not gonna touch him. So I'm just going to leave him right where he is and keep going. But yeah, a nice, beautiful California newt. A little guy, but he's still a very cute one. And look at him. Look at the way he tries to crawl up on this thing. It's so cute. So cute. He's going right into that little cave, right where he feels safe. And that's exactly where I am gonna leave him. So cute. I just found a second California newt right inside this little vernal pool. Now I had to get this one out because I couldn't get a good shot of him right there. As you can see, all that rippling from the water and this little waterfall right there makes it very difficult to get a photo of him. So I just took him out, put him right here in this nice shaded area to get some beautiful shots of him. Now the one thing I forgot to mention, and I just talked about the last one, is that these are the most poisonous amphibian in the United States. They're got a neurotoxin that, if ingested, has enough poison in one body, in its body, to kill 1,200 mice. And that's only if you eat it. Now, obviously, I'm going to be washing my hands because poison can also absorb through the skin. So, I always best recommend that you wash your hands if you're handling these guys. But just look at how beautiful this animal is. Nice, dark, kind of brownish color on top with a bright yellow on its underside. And that bright yellow color is obviously as a warning to ward off predators to say, hey, I'm poisonous, you don't want to eat me. Well, there is one predator that will eat these guys, and that is the two-striped gartersnake. And interestingly, the two-striped gartersnake will actually absorb this newt's poison and make it their own as a defense, which is quite fascinating. Okay, I think he's about had enough of me, so I'm going to go ahead and release him right back into the water where he belongs. And there he goes. Found a nice little hiding place. Awesome, awesome stuff. And just above the California newt, there's this California tree frog. And you can see they have really, really good camouflage. I mean, look at how well it blends into this boulder. If I was to pull back and just walk backwards away, would you guys be able to see them? You'd have to have really sharp eagle-like eyes to see them. In fact, when I first came to this particular spot with Max, I had a hard time finding them because they are so well camouflaged, and that's very vital to this frog because camouflage helps them to avoid getting eaten by predators. And those tadpoles that I showed you guys earlier, that whole mass of tadpoles. Oh, hang on. Did I just see what I think I just saw? Hold on, folks. Sorry about that, folks, but as you can see, I had to cut off because as I was talking about the California tree frog, this little guy tried to snake away from me. I just managed to see the tip of the lower half of his body towards the tail. And I was like, wait a minute, is that what I think it is? So I ran around this boulder where the tree frog is on the opposite side, and I found him right there, and he was trying to get away from me. This guy is a lot smaller than the other one. Probably a little baby, obviously born this year or maybe last year, I'm not really sure. But this is the kind of snake that will actually eat those California newts and the toads. In fact, this little guy would probably be big enough to actually eat this guy if he really wanted to. But I think he was more focused on just trying to get away from me. But yeah, this guy would be food for this snake. And this snake would have no problem finding them because of their sense of smell. They sense with their forked tongue, and as soon as they find their prey, they'll grab it, hold on to it, and then just start swallowing it whole head first. So I've already got some photos of this guy. I'm gonna get some photos of this beautiful little snake, and then I'm gonna move on. But yeah, I was not expecting to find this one just as I was talking about the California tree frog. But hey, when you're out in the wilderness, you never know what you're gonna come across, or when nature is gonna come knocking at your door, or come calling to you. I'm just about done taking photos of this guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and release him right back here into the water. There he goes. And look at that. They can hide so well that they can just be like there and gone in seconds. You could walk right past them and never even know they were there just because of how long they can hold their breath underwater in any small hiding place they can fit in, even underwater. It's absolutely amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Just found my second newt of the day, and he was hiding underneath this rock right here. Sometimes it pays to poke your hands around there. I wouldn't often recommend it because you never know what could be under there. But considering there aren't any dangerous animals around here like alligators or cottonmouths or anything like that, I feel safe enough to stick my hand in there and know that I won't get hurt. But yeah, second newt. This one's a little bit more lighter in color. I don't know if you can see that, but compared to the last one, you can see how it's much more lighter brown or orange in color. It's definitely bigger than the last one. It's starting to dry up a little bit, so they like moist areas, so I'm gonna go ahead and release him right back here underneath this rock and see what else we can find. And back underneath this rock he goes. Sweet. Sorry about the noise, folks. I'm gonna try and talk a little louder because I'm standing right over this waterfall right here. It goes right into this pool. But what I want to show you is that these California tree frogs are known for clustering up together like this. You can see these two right here, this guy right here, and these ones right here. That's about as big as they get. They're fairly large frogs. And you usually see them motionless throughout the day to hide from predators and become active at night, feeding on insects. Beautiful frogs. They get too long. I'm sitting on a pretty rickety angled rock right here. Can't really see too well. Yeah, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 California tree frogs right here. 2 large ones 3 medium-sized ones. One of the medium ones you can see is right underneath this large one right there. Very beautiful frogs. Like I said, they're extremely good camouflage, so it's very difficult to see them unless you know exactly what to look for. Very beautiful. Let's see what else we can find.